founded Tickling Tales and co-founder Droom Planet. Dr. Singh wears multiple hats as she is an author, storyteller, trainer, parenting coach, and a doctor. She started her career with being a resident doctor with Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi, and then became a lecturer at National Institute of Medical Science, Jaipur, teaching undergraduate students and was a consultant dental surgeon in Jaipur. She is the founder, director of Tickling Tales. For her, Tickling Tales is a dreamland, a place where everyone tends to become a child, a platform that in multiple ways is working on encouraging reading and creating a positive community. She will be sharing her thoughts on the art of storytelling with all of us.
Hi, thank you.
Good
thank
to
you
see Dr. Singh.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Mr. Aman. So to begin with, I am a storyteller and storytellers work on emotions. So, if I do not see anybody on the screen and I don't see any emotions, it's going to be really difficult for me. So I would request people, please switch on your cameras. Yes. Thank you, Ms. Sonal, for switching on your camera. And so to begin with, I really liked what Ms. Sonal said, that in education, it has to begin with the love for the educator. So when I look back into my childhood days, the love for educators, I really admire those teachers who used to share stories with us, who used to make the class more interesting, who had sense of humor. So I think storytelling plays a very important role, especially with the early childhood education. And when we talk about preschool and primary school, it is all the more important and essential to include storytelling as part of curriculum. So when I go ahead, I don't know, the very few faces I can see, but still, how many of you feel that you're born storytellers?
I am.
You feel you're born Yes, exactly. So when I usually ask people, they feel that no, storytellers are really not born, they are nurtured. But if I, in brief, share my story, so I was a very shy child. I always disliked going to school. Not because of the teachers or anything else, but because of this parents-teacher meeting. Because every time I went for the parents-teacher meeting, and the teacher always had a constant complaint that she always used to tell my mom that, Mrs. Singh, your daughter is a very shy child. Please ask her to talk. So my father being in the army, every 2 years we used to change cities, but somehow every city, every school, this complaint remained the same, that I do not talk. So Mrs. Singh, my mom, she was really upset and she took me to all the possible doctors, counselors, speech therapists. And one of them even said that I had a tongue tie which had to be surgically treated. But thankfully, she didn't go for any of those and she just decided to wait. So, the wait was for 30 long years until I became a storyteller. So it's not that storytelling is not within you. It is within you. It's only the day you decide to nurture that side of yours, you realize what a powerful storyteller you can be or what a powerful storyteller you are already. So I feel that it's all about nurturing this side of ours. So if I quickly ask, what is storytelling for you? Ms. Rajni, what is storytelling for you or anybody?
It's like, Shweta, it's about what you've experienced in life, what you've gone through while living your life, nurturing your own children, being in a family. I think we're full of these stories, and I don't have to get into the books to find those stories for me. Probably if I'm sitting with you, I start telling you about my life. That's what a story is all about.
Stories are for you. So I think everybody has a different take on what stories and storytelling is. But when we talk about early childhood education, I think storytelling for them is basically putting your thoughts in the simplest form that can be easily understood by them. So if I have to really tell them that a hen went cock-a-doodle-doo, fine, theoretically it sounds very interesting, but if I say it, a hen goes cuckoo-coo, it would make more sense to them. They will connect to the word because they've always heard the hen go cuckoo-coo. So that is storytelling for me, and that really works well with younger kids. But why is storytelling becoming so important these days now? We really never heard of storytelling because storytelling was happening on a very regular level. we always had these dining table conversations where the entire family would sit together and dad would ask that, okay, what happened during the day? And the way the child would come up with excuses, with all the lies, with all the truths, they were all actually in the making of a storyteller. You knew how to tell your story well, so that he didn't scold you, so that he liked you, so that you did justice to the entire day. But somehow those dining table conversations are absolutely dying. And there's nobody to talk to those children back at home. So for us educators, it becomes even more essential that we share these stories with children in school. Because only once they listen to these stories, they will be able to become better storytellers. And this is the world where storytellers rule. If you have to be a leader, a good leader has to be a good storyteller. If you have to be good at your business, you have to be a good storyteller to convince your clients. So it is the world of storytellers. So we as educators have to make sure that we are telling stories in our classroom. Those could be weaving our curriculum into stories. Those could be this 10 minutes of pure storytelling in the classroom, or whatever, however creative we can get. Because somehow our mind is hardwired in a way that it understands best when something is told in the form of a beginning, middle, and end. So for children, you will always see, I might have forgotten all the chemistry formulas I learned through my school days. I am a doctor, but maybe I have not been practicing for the last 10 years and forgotten a lot of it. But the stories that I heard in my childhood days are still there intact in my mind. So that is the power of stories. That is the power of storytelling. One most important thing that stories do is definitely they make you imagine. Now, whenever I ask the teachers when I do a teacher training program, I tell them that suppose I tell you a story of an old lady. I have this book called Gingerbread Man, which is very popular with the little kids. And when the story begins, it's the story of an old lady who loved baking cakes. So now you all have imagined an old lady in your mind. But the moment I show you the book, in my book, the old lady looks something like this. So this is the moment I show you a visual, this really doesn't look like an old lady from an Indian setup. The moment I show you a visual, I am in a way blocking your imagination to the extent it can be. So storytelling does that to children. You are making them imagine beyond what is normal, beyond what is existing. And only those children who can think beyond what is existing can be the next generation of creators, inventors. 3 months, 6 months back, we never thought of it that we will be sitting in front of our screens and connecting to the world virtually like this. But it's somebody who thought of it back then and has made it possible for us to connect now. So we have to raise that generation of creators, inventors, and that can only happen when they have heard a lot of stories and they can think beyond what is existing really.